Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Rogio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
Hey, Speed Scene Live. Hey, it's great to be back in the studio. My name is Lucky, and let me get my microphone set up. Yeah, now I'm ready. Hey, welcome to the show, man. I've been gone so long. Before I introduce everyone else, I want to say that everybody did a great job while I was gone. Hot Rod Bob, Alex, everybody, Donnie and Dar, everybody did a great job. And, of course, Bruce, every week. But before we start the show, Diana Might, welcome back to Speed Scene Live right here at Right After This Studios.
Hey, Lucky. I'm so happy to be back. You know, I was sitting here noticing, listening to you talk. What exactly does it say on your shirt?
This is a gas station chain that's back east. And, you know,
Come and go.
Come and go. They want you to come, and then they want you to go. You know what's really cool about this gas station? I walk in, I said, hey, I want to pay for my diesel. They said, well, you haven't put it in your truck yet. That's what I'm used to doing. Well, no, sir. Here, you fill up your tank, and then you come in and pay for it.
Wow.
Like it used to be.
Like it used to be.
Yes.
Well, see, they have legal carry permits there.
That's the honor. That's the honor method. You know, they trust you. Gosh, wouldn't it be nice if every place was like that?
I don't know what you did. What is this trust of which you speak? I don't know. What you're talking about.
Well, let's introduce everybody else, Lucky.
Bruce Barker, the dependable, the one, the only. Yes, that's right. And, of course, Hot Rod Bob Beck, taking care of business. Everybody's back in the studio tonight, and really happy to be here after being gone so long. Now, I was at Pigeon Forge. Here's some of the footage from the Shades of the Past car show. And, you know, this is one of my favorite car shows. They never disappoint. It is giant. It's huge. The people are fantastic, and there is the biggest variety of cars. If you like it, there's going to be one or more, whether it's old cars, new cars, hot rods, street rods, race cars, even cars like this.
Oh, how cute is that?
It was a great time. I was also at the NHRA Hot Rod Reunion in New Hampshire. We're going to talk about that. In fact, tonight we have got video of the final round in Gas Eliminator. We're going to show that with Jared Kinson in the final round. And Dynamite, you had a chance to meet Jared's dad in the staging lanes. Really nice guy, wasn't he?
You know, super nice guy, Lucky, but I think I met him in like the semis or maybe even the quarters, and he was just talking about his son, what a great job his son had done, and how he was the champion track champion. Yes, track champion. Boy, try to talk about putting words together. The track champion for multiple years, and he was doing so great, coming up in the ranks, and I was like, oh gosh, I didn't realize that Lucky.
Wait, you're giving it away now. Come on.
Okay,
Come on.
all right, I won't go out there. Anyway, I didn't realize he was as good as he was.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So anyway, we want to let everybody know that Kenny Youngblood, he's going to join us tonight, and he's going to talk about a free giveaway that he's got going on that's worth over $5,500. And all you have to do is sign up on his Free Fuel Coupe website.
Ooh, that sounds pretty sweet. Charlene Bauer just sent us the goods for tonight's show, and we're going to talk with her. She's, of course, head honcho at Bauer Motorsports Media. She covers everything off-road, and she'll be talking about that. Hey, Hot Rod Bob, what are you talking about tonight?
Well, we're got the biggest one-day charity car show anywhere is going to be happening this weekend at Orange County Fairgrounds. 3,500 cars for Cruising for a Cure. It's a charity for prostate cancer research and taking care of business there.
All right. So that'll be coming up.
Yeah, the biggest one-day shows. And what's great about that show, Bob, because I know you've been there, the whole time the cars aren't just sitting. There's a road that they can cruise all day long.
Cruising lanes all day long and free prostate checks.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about that.
We will.
The idea is to save people's lives, and they've actually
have.
saved hundreds of guys' lives by early detection of prostate cancer. And I know you're going to talk to somebody from the show.
We are.
I heard that they're having a show just like this out in Texas, so I'm wondering if it's
really?
affiliated at all.
Well, they say everything grows bigger in Texas.
Even prostate cancer?
So they want to catch it and get rid of it and take care of those country boys.
Round up them prostates. Here we go. Yeehaw.
Are prostates like doggies?
Yeah.
I mean, how does that work?
Get along, little prostate.
Get a long little prostate.
Hey, Bruce, I know this car is a trippy car. It's got a lot of
It's
neat
cool.
things, but check it out. It's got a still
it's
in
all-
the
Is that
trunk.
moonshine?
Yeah.
It's cooking moonshine in the trunk
That's
of the
my
car.
kind of car. Is that apple pie moonshine?
You know it is.
Is that a casket on top? Or what
No,
the
surfports.
Oh, okay. Very
Okay,
good.
so well, it could have been, anything could have happened there.
Yes.
Yes.
So, there you go. Hey, Tom, we're going to check on that audio issue for you. We're going to see what's going on there and give us a couple of minutes. So, man, it's so great to have you guys back for Speed Scene Live. This is just rocking and rolling.
Well, that is it's good to be back. And let's see, we're going to talk a little bit about Match Race Madness.
Oh, yeah.
We are. That's going to be November 29th. And, hopefully Bob Beck will be out there announcing it. Bob, you going to be announcing that again?
I'll talk to him and see what we can do. I was down for the last one, and it was great. I mean, we ran and ran and ran, and we saw some exciting races in the Match Race Series. Lots of cars out there.
Sure.
Lots of people. It was a great track.
Well, you've just got that smooth voice, that announcer voice, so I'm sure they all love it. And you know what? Lucky, he's gonna be racing Randy Wilson, owner of the car is Mo Wilson, and it's gonna be Nova to Nova. And so early model, a little bit later model, but both cool models, right, Lucky?
We're going to have a great time. They're one of the best teams in the Southern California.
I heard there's some trash talk going on.
Well, I mentioned that they had to get 2 racers just to beat me, okay? One racer and a German Shepherd versus 2 seasoned drag racers.
So what? That's going to be a little extra weight in the car if both Randy and Mo are in
Well,
it.
no, they're not going to be in the car, but, he's going to have that crew chief there, and, all I
yes.
got's the dog.
Plenty of traction.
We are going to, we'll tell you more about that later. Going to try to actually bring him in studio before the big race, but that Match Race Madness, make sure you're there. Now, we're going to be talking to Kenny Youngblood tonight, and, that's a big deal. He's got his big deal going on. But I want to let everyone know that's watching the show that we are starting a new project now. We're rebuilding a small block Chevy for Dynamite's car.
Yes, my race motor is finally getting rebuilt. I'm so happy. It's been a few years now, so I'm very excited about this.
I figured we should come up with a snappy name, so I'm thinking Project 406 will be our motor name.
She's so fine, my 406.
Right,
Oh, wait a minute,
no,
406.
no. She's so sick, my 406.
Hey, that could okay. It's closer. I remember the last big build for Dynamite's car. It was the Double D because of various things that were going on.
That's right, the Double D build. So we are going to build a motor. Well, actually, we're not going to build a motor. We are going to show you how a motor gets built from the bare block to actually running the car down the strip. We're looking for a 10-second motor. So we are working with Paul Williams Specialties located in Bakersfield. In fact, Bruce, I think you got a clip right there. Why don't you bring that up? Hey, Lucky here. I'm up here at Paul Williams Specialties located in beautiful Bakersfield, California. Why am I up here? Well, Paul Williams is one of the best engine builders in California. A lot of people are dependent on Paul to make good horsepower, dependable motors. The kind of motor that stays together, the kind that everybody wants. Well, Paul Williams is involved with us here at Speed Scene Live, and he's providing the motors that we use in our Novas that travel all over the country, go rounds and rounds, and we're going to kind of walk you through a step-by-step sort of a primer on what he's doing with the Speed Scene Live motors. Stay tuned. Paul Williams Specialties right here on Speed Scene Live. Now, we'll show you a little bit more later on, but Paul Williams, you can contact him at pwspecialties.com or give them a call at 661-864-1632. And we're gonna show you more of what's going on with that motor. Every week you're gonna get an update on that motor, and then we're gonna watch Diana Mike go down the track.
Well, I'm excited about that. Like, I'm finally going to get to go faster. I'm not going to get to go quite as fast as you, but I'm planning on dropping in those low 10s again, boys and girls. So meet me out there at the starting line. Let's see what we can do.
You know, we can have a match race between you and Alex.
Wow, does she? Yeah, she goes low 10s, huh?
Yeah, she goes high 10s.
Oh, high 10s.
But you never know with her.
By then,
She could
it could be
squeeze it and get a little more out of it.
Yeah, she could take some of the, the boom box and the GPS and the leather interior out.
Yeah, that could help. Yeah,
Hey,
a little bit.
Speaking of racing and icons in the racing world, Diana Mike, you have somebody on the phone that everybody recognizes, everybody knows what a great artist he is. Why don't you bring him on to Speed Scene
Sure,
Live?
absolutely. Lucky, I'd like to welcome Kenny Youngblood. Kenny, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hey, thanks, Diane. What a great surprise and honor to be here.
Well, we understand that you've got a big giveaway going on, and we want to help you get the word out and let people know. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on with FuelCoop.com, your incredible online magazine, and tell us a little bit about the world of Kenny Youngblood.
Yeah, well, sure. I made the, of course, for those listeners that might not know and that like nostalgia funny cars, we do have an online magazine, and it's all online. It's completely free. It's Fuel Coop magazine. We focus on nostalgia funny cars, main focus on the modern day cars like Jason Rupert's, the Bucky Austins, the cars, the guys that are out there now. That's who we want to showcase and help out, but we do a sprinkling of the old school stuff as well. And I made the mistake of a few months ago of mentioning to my partner editor Al Isley that I thought, hey, maybe we could do a giveaway or something. A guy could win one of my paintings, and he took me seriously. So now I'm going to have to get to work, and we're just going to do a little sweepstakes here because when you come online there, you can sign up. It's free. Give us your email and sign up there, and we're going to pick one of our subscribers will win an original painting by me that I'm working on now, and I'm not going to tell you yet what it is, but it's really a slick piece and a very famous car from back in the 70s, and so you can win an original Kenny Youngblood painting, and then we're going to make some the second, third place winners will receive a digital giclée of the same image, and then we're going to make all of our other subscribers to be able to get a digital image of it at a reduced price. And it's only going to be available to our subscribers. We're only going to make enough to give out. So just our subscribers, the only place. So that's what we're doing there.
So all they have to do is sign up to be a subscriber to your free website, and they're entered in the drawing?
Yeah, how easy is that? Just
awesome.
Go to fuelcoop.com, and either a window will pop up or there's some places on the site there where you can sign up, subscribe. Just give us your email address, and we don't use this information for anything. Mm-hmm. We don't sell it or give it away, and it's free. And we will pick somebody around probably the first part of December, so make a special Christmas gift for someone out there.
So they when they sign up for the website, that's when you get their information, or can they log on every day and enter to win?
Ooh, good question. That's the drag racer in her. She's trying to find a competitive edge.
Yeah. How many rounds can she
questions? I don't know the answer to your, Diane. I think it's just going to be one name for each person. It's not the kind of thing where you can keep signing up.
Now, Kenny, I know that you've got so much history painting the grills and the airbrush and doing artist renderings. Yeah. What is it about these Nitro Funny cars that attract you so much?
Oh, man, I just, in last month's issue, in Fuel Coop magazine, we did a feature on the Invader Corvette from back in the day, and that's really the first funny car that I got involved in. And in fact, in my editorial, I spoke about that I hated friggin' funny cars back. I was a dragster guy, top fuel guy. Yeah, to me, they were defiling the hallowed ground of Bakersfield and Lions.
Wow, I think we got a scoop right here.
Nah, don't tell me. But that all changed one Saturday night down at Lions, watching the Invader Corvette and these cars back then. The listeners now, the younger listeners and funny car fans that weren't around back in the day, they missed out because back then the cars, they had full suspension. They had coilover shocks, all four wheels. They had automatic transmissions in them with a blown fuel motor in these things, blown fuel Chrysler, Chevy, Fords. And so when those babies would fire up with that suspension, that automatic transmission, that thing would rock and roll and rump, and it looked like an animal more than a race car. And that just it's got my attention. And boy, I got funny car fever after that. Actually, worked on the Invader car for years, and I just got really hooked on the funny cars. And of course, in what I call the great funny car boom of the 70s, there were literally hundreds of nitro funny cars around the country, match racing and putting on events.
But they seem to be making a comeback now, and there's a huge growth of nostalgia nitro cars, and they're more now than there have been for years and years, and it seems like a really healthy scene.
Oh, absolutely. And, in the last few years. And, in the early 2000s, I've got to hand it to Gary Metters and especially Jack Williams up there in Bakersfield, because the nostalgia thing, there wasn't really anything back then. And Jack loved Bakersfield, loved nostalgia racing. He taught Gary Metters into doing the March meets up there. And they started doing the Funny Car Eliminator. And back in the day, there were just a couple of cars. I think... now I can't remember his name. There was just a couple of them, boys.
Well, there's Little Nate. Little Nate was one of the first guys.
And his dad, that's who I was trying to think of.
Yeah, I knew that's who you were thinking of.
Yeah, and then, of course, Bob Godfrey's been out there for a long time.
Bob's the best.
Just a handful of them, but slowly but surely, and thanks to Jack and Gary there keeping those March meets alive, the thing just started growing and growing, and really it has the same appeal as it did back in the day. The cars have personality. You can still recognize what kind of a car it is. They're on fuel that make a lot of noise, and they really haul butt. So.
Now, Kenny, who does the photography for your website? Because you've got some fantastic images on there.
Thank you. We've been blessed to have some real, some top of the line people. Certainly, our photo editor, J.D. Klein, who I had just met a few years ago. Actually, I had to go to England to meet J.D. He's from here, but we were over there both at Santa Pod Raceway and became friends. And the great Steve Reyes. In fact, if your listeners want to go to FuelCoop.com right now, they'll see our September issue here, which is the first of our Legends issues, where we're going to every quarter or so we're going to feature one of the real legends from the past. And this is we had to appropriately start off with Don Perdome. And our cover photo is by Steve Reyes. And Steve, of course, is just, there's a lot of guys that take pictures, but there's a very few photographers.
Now I got to stop you, Kenny. Dynamite?
That's all right.
You met Steve's wife and daughter at New Hampshire just recently because they were at the Hot Rod reunion. And you were saying, well, how come people are making such a big deal over that photographer? I go, that's Steve Reyes. He's a famous guy.
Yeah.
He was out there with his RV, and he was taking pictures and selling photos. And I think he was actually inducted into Hall of Fame or something.
Yeah, was it the Motor Car Hall of Fame or something?
Something like that.
Uh-huh.
And
wasn't his daughter the one that was following you around, Lucky?
Careful.
She wanted to learn about cars, is what I mean.
There you go. Thank you.
She wanted to learn about cars. She was very young girl, very inquisitive. I think she was only 8 or 9 years old. She was the cutest little thing, and I kind of took her up under my arm and took her up to the stands, and we got to watch Lucky go round and round and round.
Wasn't he supposed to go straight down the track?
Yeah.
Round after round.
Round after round.
Yeah.
That is
Open
a difference.
your ears.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Kenny, we're going to tell people to go on your website. We're going to let them know every week. When will you be drawing the winner or determining who the winner is?
Yeah, like I said, we're going to announce that probably the first week in December. And but we're going to start doing some updates on that on the magazine, and also we'll be looking to meet everybody up at Bakersfield, everybody that can get out there on the West Coast. The fabulous California Hot Rod Reunion. We'll be up there, and love to meet you.
Hey, we talked to everybody out there on the East Coast, and we told them what a great party these West Coasters have at these hot rod reunions, and they really need to come out here to the West Coast. We'd show them a great time because, we get the bands going on the Friday and Saturday nights. We just have a big blast. It's a great party. There's a lot of wonderful racing, a lot of wonderful people, but it's like a big party, too.
Tell me about it. That's another thing that makes nostalgia racing so fabulous is it's just a laid-back atmosphere in the pits. It's just a low-pressure deal. And, boy, when the sun goes down, everybody relaxes and barbecues. And, I mean, there's some great food out there.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to a friend, John Brook, from Grand Prix Auto. They'll be there with his fuel car from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And he brings out a big old batch of 30, 40 pounds of catfish there from Tulsa, and you might find a little moonshine hidden there someplace in the trailer too.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
There might be a little moonshine in our trailer, Kenny. You never know.
Go.
Come on by.
Yeah, Lucky has
Okay.
been to Tennessee lately.
This is a
I don't want
great...
to hear any banjo. I don't want to hear any banjo music.
No banjo music, but maybe a little apple pie moonshine out of a mason jar.
Some rock and roll,
There's
baby.
nothing more American than that, let me tell you. Well, Kenny, thanks so much for calling in. Fuel Coop Magazine, you can check them out at fuelcoop.com and go there now. All you got to do is subscribe to a free website, and you got a chance to get an incredible piece of art. And you know what? You guys are putting a value of over $5,500, but 100 years from now, it could be worth 10 times that.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, you never know. Hey, thanks so much for the opportunity to be on the show here and throwing a plug for us, and we'll see you at Bakersfield.
Very
All right,
good.
see you
Take
We'll
later.
care,
see you
Ken.
there. Now, we were talking about the Pigeon Forge Car Show, Bob, and you are going to be at a car show this weekend, as am I. I'm going to have the Curry rear ends, Hedman Hustler header, Aeromotive fuel system booth set up. I'm giving out catalogs, stickers. I got Speed Scene Live stickers to hand
So
out.
what booth are you going to be in, Lucky? What's it called again?
The Curry rear ends,
Slash.
Hedman Hustler headers,
Slash.
Aeromotive fuel systems,
Very good.
in conjunction with Transdap and Hamburger oil pans.
There you go.
How about that?
Yes, I like that.
Dynamite, I think you have somebody that wants to
I
talk to
do.
Bob.
Let's go to line 2 and let's welcome Ross Cronut to the show. Ross, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Thank you very much. Hey, I sure enjoyed watching that last segment there you just did with Kenny Youngblood. Brought back a lot of memories.
Good.
Well, we try to have fun, and hey, Ross, before I let you talk to Bob, I got to tell you, I'm driving through Texas. I'm on a big road trip, and they've got a Cruising for the Cure in Texas. Any affiliation?
No, what we do is we got other shows that do similar type event for prostate cancer. Use our name. We license it out to them at no charge.
Very good. Very good. Okay, that's it. On to Bob
On to
Beck.
Bob Beck. Good evening, everybody. I am Hot Rod Bob Beck, and you've got gas here on Speed Scene Live. And Ross, you're calling in because you're a major part of Cruising for a Cure this weekend.
That's correct. Debbie Baker and I have been putting on the show now. This will be our 15th year. And we put it on with about 75 to 100 volunteers. And the whole theme for the show is really to get guys in there to be tested for prostate cancer, try to save lives. We call it the Save Your Life car show because really that's the theme for the show more than the cars even. They're kind of an extra bonus.
But 3,500 cars is what's expected.
Hey, was that my car?
That was your car.
Hey,
yeah.
wow, what the heck?
And if we go back far enough, you can see me standing on the grass in front of the AAA booth.
It's about time you got off the grass, Bob.
I know, man, dude.
Oh, what?
Legalize it.
But now you're going to give out free PSA tests this year. Is that correct?
That's correct. We do that every year. And we, the last few years, we've had over 1,000 men tested each year. And it's a simple blood test, and it doesn't hurt. And about 6 weeks later, they get results in the mail directly from the lab, so it's all very private. And they can take that and go to their doctor and people like myself that have been doing it year after year kind of keep an eye on it and just make sure the numbers don't jump up. It's something that if there's a sudden change in your numbers, you want to get into the doctor quickly and have additional tests performed. But we've saved well over 1,000 lives over the 15 years, and these are men that had no idea that there was a problem and went into their doctor, and the doctors took them in and immediately performed some sort of surgery or additional testing and found that they had a problem and had no idea.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about prostate cancer. You don't necessarily have some
Symptoms?
outward symptoms that you're going to notice.
That's true.
You know, Ross, I thought I had prostate cancer because Dynamite always said I was a pain in the... What was that you always said?
Stop it.
Yeah.
Hey Ross, don't a bunch of the guys wear like a special shirt?
The Survivors?
Survivor shirt, yeah.
That's true. That's true. The fellows that have survived, been tested, and gone to the doctors and had it taken care of, we give them a free shirt. And every year we have a group photo Debbie takes with the survivors that are able to attend the show. And it's grown and grown from our first or second year back in 2000. Now there's well over 100 guys usually wearing that shirt walking around the show.
That
and
is
they
great.
come from all over the country.
Well, we got to try and beat that 1,000 persons tested figure, because 3,500 cars, that means there's at least 3,000 guys there that just in cars. Plus
Very
spectators. You've got probably 5,000 to 10,000 spectators that show up to this. We need to easily double that 1,000 figure and go get your testing.
Well, you know, when I walk into like the Long Beach or the Pomona swap meet, I always see those cute little ecology girls in the bikinis. I bet you if you guys had some nice little girls at the front door escorting the guys in to have these tests done, they would be more likely to do it. What do you think, Ross?
Well, that's not a bad idea. We do have the bomber girl there every year.
Yeah,
and
you do.
she's Angie's just great. She comes over here every year, does this, puts on the outfit and goes around the show and poses next to the guys' cars. And, between she and Debbie, they grab the guys by the ear and drag them into that trailer to get checked.
Yep. That's how I got lucky. He went in there and he got checked. I was going to make sure, I mean, hey, women, get your guys out there, get them checked, We don't want to lose our guys, and this is one way to make sure that they're not going to be lost to prostate cancer.
And it's free.
Absolutely. By coincidence, just to give you some background, Debbie lost her husband, Jim, to prostate cancer. I lost my dad about 6 years ago to prostate cancer.
Dang.
So we have a real, definite tie-in to this.
Yeah.
But the reason for the show began because we wanted to find something that we could do for the guys that are of this age. And we felt that a car show, so many of the guys are in their 40s to 60s or older, which is the prime target for prostate cancer. And it just kind of meshed together. One of the things we do for the show is we don't really limit the cars. We have guys coming in with brand new Magnums, the Magnum car clubs.
New Camaros, Corvettes.
Exactly. And we want them to come in because the theme and the testing is number one. The trophies, awards, and all the other stuff, that's secondary at this particular show. So we want everybody to feel like they're free and comfortable to come in with their car and just park it and have a good time, get tested, and enjoy the show.
Well, Ross, we want to tell you that we are 100% behind what you're doing. We think that the saving men from the horrible and agonizing death of prostate cancer is a great cause. In putting it together with a really good car show, the biggest one-day car show in the world is fantastic. We're out there every year. Of course, I'm with the Curry, Hedman, Aeromotive booth. We're doing displays. We put cars on display. We would not miss it. This is a great deal. But I want to let you know that we went over and above. And, Bruce, why don't you play the video of me getting my prostate check at Cruising for the Cure.
All right, I've got some paperwork. First step we're going to do is we're going to fill out some paperwork, and this is going to be for the blood test, and we're going to determine the PS something levels. So we're going to find out more about that later. Step one, this is the easy part. Step two, they're going to take a little blood out of me, and that's not too bad either. let's get this going.
What? Film this?
Yeah.
She's sticking the needle in?
Yeah. Not a big fan of needles, but that's okay. That's all right. Just do it once, right?
Okay, Russ, we're kind of showing people me getting, they're taking a little blood out. These are nurses. These are very professional. You're hanging out with your friends. Everything's clean, top class.
Sure, they're wearing gloves. Everything's sterile.
It's a great deal, and they put a little Band-Aid on you, and you're all set up. Now, in the past, they would also do. I don't know the correct term, but let's use the word digital exam. Are you doing that this year?
That's correct. Yes, we have the van there. We pay to have that van that they're showing right now come out from Washington. And if you would like to go in for private, additional testing, there is a doctor on board. And
I
that can
did,
be done too.
and we're going to show that. And let me tell you, it's the same deal. You go inside that RV. It's set up as a clinic. These are doctors. These are nurses.
Weren't the doctors from City of Hope, Ross?
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
yes.
That's what I remember.
I mean, really high quality, really a very, very well organized, great situation. And we're not going to show too much, Ross, okay? I know you're starting to sweat a little bit over there.
This is a family show.
This is a family show. But
there you go.
Let me tell you, we are going to show the whole thing, okay?
I was the videographer here, Ross.
Oh, my.
And so let me tell you, this is something that no guy's really excited. I kind of compared it to going to the dentist. You go to get your teeth cleaned so you don't have cavities later on. Well, this is something you do so that you don't get prostate cancer later on.
But how long did it take, Lucky? I mean, it took, this
20 seconds.
This took,
quickie.
from the time you walked into that trailer to the time you walked out, it was less than 5 minutes of your life to be reassured that you have no issues.
All right, here we go. This is the exam, and hopefully Diana keeps the camera in a correct place. We're just going to film my face.
Going where no man has gone before.
Bend over, and the doctor's going to put a little jelly on the back there. And what that is it's sort of a lubricating. And then there's like a slight probing. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's no big deal. It's not painful. Actually, the shot was more painful. And we're all done. And I'm going to get to pull my pants up.
Thank you.
Now keep that camera in a good place, Dynamite. So there you go, Ross. It took less than a minute. The doctor's very professional, and it's a little embarrassing for me to do it on camera, but it's a lot less embarrassing than dying of prostate cancer, don't you think?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's for sure.
What time are you going to start letting cars in on Saturday?
The cars are allowed to come in beginning at 4:30 in the morning.
God.
And they line up for that.
One of the things about this show, just so any participants that might be wondering, because it is a big show, one of the things we pride ourselves on, the volunteers have been doing this for 15 years, and we will get your car in guaranteed within 15 minutes.
That's going to be great. Now, you start letting cars in at 4:30. Spectators start coming in at 9, I believe.
Spectators actually can begin coming in at 7 a.m.
7 a.m. Okay, that's cool. That's good. And lots of manufacturers, Midway area booths to go see. We
have over 200 exhibitors, both outside on the cruise route as well as inside. We have an air-conditioned exhibitors building.
Right.
And not only car things for the guys, but we make sure there are a lot of exhibitors and vendors with things for kids, for the wives, girlfriends, whatever. So, the guys, feel free, bring your wife, your girlfriend,
or
your
both.
daughters and sons. There's something for everybody here. And we try to make it a family day there at the show. And it's something that they can be very pleased and feel safe to come to.
We're showing some pictures here, and for those of you that have never been to this event, the fun thing about it is they have like an area where the cars cruise, and they cruise around all the vendors, and you can actually stand in one place, and you can see all the cars kind of parade around you, which is really cool. They've got fire trucks. They've got cars that you've never seen before. They've got the cleanest classic cars. They've got a couple rat rods. I mean, they've got everything under the sun, which is phenomenal. Like Ross said, they've got stuff for women, for men, for children. Make it a whole day event. It's a great event. You don't want to miss it.
And Ross, one of my favorite parts are the guys that have these crazy rigs with 20 people in the back of the truck, and they're sitting in chairs, and they're blowing horns, and a guy goes by in a pickup truck, and he's got a bunch of pretty girls, or a convertible with girls sitting on the back, and
it's a parade.
It's a parade. It's fun. People are happy. They're smiling. They're waving. It's a great time, and it's one of my favorite shows of the year.
So you're going to be in your booth, the Curry Rear End Hedman Header.
That's right.
And
everyone else.
And everyone else. And I'm going to be in the AAA booth. We'll have Alex there as well. She's going to be in her booth. And I'm not quite sure what that is this time.
And I'll be there at 4:30 when you guys open the gate, Ross. I'm going to be there with my cup of coffee, and I'm going to watch every one of those cars pull in, because it's just amazing to see the quality and the variety of cars.
Yeah, it's a car
It's
show.
a lot of fun. And I would like to say, you mentioned Curry. They've been with us for many years, as well as Hedman. And I'd really be remiss if I didn't thank AAA, McGuire's, a lot of these companies have been on board with us from the start when they really didn't know who we were or what we would be, and they've supported us all through the years.
And Ross, I would like to personally thank Debbie, because I know
she really works.
This is her deal. She's the brains behind everything, and this is really. I understand the reason why she did it, but I really got to put my respect and admiration out to her, because she really created something out of tragedy, and she took something bad and made it to where she saved. You saw that picture, all those guys in the blue shirts, and
those are the workers.
And she's really done a great thing, and this is really her legacy.
Something she's done wonderful in memory of her husband, and she can be proud of this event that she's put on.
Absolutely.
All right, Ross, so we'll look forward to seeing you Saturday. I'm going to be there Friday setting up. Lucky's going to be there on Thursday setting up, and we'll get ready for the rush of people starting at 4:30 a.m. on Saturday at the Orange County
I will definitely
Fairgrounds.
see you. I'll be down there starting tomorrow morning, marking out the booths for the vendors, and we'll be living there at the fairgrounds till the end of the show Saturday night.
Nice. Thank you, Ross.
Thanks, Ross.
Thank you very much.
Take
Appreciate
care.
it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bruce, remember, everybody, we will be there this weekend. Come on by, get a free Speed Scene Live sticker, and come on by, let us know how you like the show. Bruce, let's play that first commercial break that we never quite got around to. And when we come back, we've got Off-Road with Charlene Bauer from Charlene Bauer Media.
Hi, my name's Joe Lapone. I'm the driver of the Darrell Hubbard D-Bar-D Racing Pro Street Camaro National Record Holder car. And when I'm not driving and tuning that car and working with my great crew, I'm watching Speed Scene Live.
At Aeromotive, we believe that performance means reliability, longevity, and durability. Being the best is no secret. By utilizing aerospace processes, procedures, technology, in-house engineering, true applications knowledge, and 3 generations of track experience, it's easy to see why we're the best. We take great pride in the fact that everything we sell, we design and make in the USA. See our entire line of fuel pumps and related products by logging on to aeromotiveinc.com. Aeromotive. We know it, we race it, we live it.
60 years. That's a long time for a company to do any one thing. Doing it right while sticking to your founding values. Now that takes hard work and dedication. For 60 years, Hedman's All-American workforce has been devoted to manufacturing the very best headers any team of craftsmen can build. That's 60 years of cutting, 60 years of bending, 60 years of welding, more than 2 million in all. And every set made right here at home. At Hedman Headers, we build all-American horsepower, then back it up for life. Hedman Headers, made in the USA.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFote.com.
All right, welcome back to Speed Scene Live. I'm Hot Rod Bob Beck, and back in the studio after a long hiatus is the lovely Diana might.
Yeah, the suspense is killing me.
Always keeping us on our toes, aren't you, Bob?
Yes, I'm trying. And
Love it.
alongside her is her other half, and that's Scott Lucky Hudson.
Good to be back, Bob.
And keeping the board in check and keeping the sound and music going, it is Bruce Bucker.
Board and check. I sound like a goalie.
I know,
Yes.
yeah.
There you are, yeah.
What good are we here?
Well, you are from that northern part of the continent.
That's true, but I'm darn glad to be right here on Speed Scene Live, because if I was there, I wouldn't be here.
That's true.
And even though they say wherever you are, there you are.
Yes.
Well, I guess
You
that
could be.
It pans out, doesn't it?
Well, you know, check and see if you're there.
Let me make that
Let's
call.
just watch our P's and Q's. We
Yes.
don't want to say anything,
No.
that gets broadcast over the air like certain people on public television.
Look, we just did a prostate exam, okay?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
how much worse can it get?
I can just see it now. The hackers are going to get into the iCloud. They're going to get
Yes.
that picture of you getting your prostate exam, and it's going to be all over the internet.
Yeah, well, at least it was from the neck up. Come on, give him a break.
Yeah. Well, he was smiling
I
too.
was
though.
I was very classy when I videotaped him.
Yeah, keep it classy, San
For that
Diego.
videotape, anyway.
Hey, speaking of classy, we've got Charlene Bauer on the line, and Charlene Bauer is the head of Bauer Motorsports Media. Charlene is instrumental in the world of off-road racing, and Diana might bring her on, will you please?
Sure, let's go to line 1 and welcome Charlene to Speed Scene Live. Welcome.
Hello. How are you guys doing
We're
tonight?
great.
We're doing great. We've been promoting car shows and racing and
prostate tests.
Yes.
and,
Yeah.
In fact,
I know you guys have been making me giggle.
that's our goal.
That's the goal.
We got a little bit of a goal, but
This is a comedy show. You knew that, right, Charlene?
Yes, I love it. That's why I love it.
Now, Charlene, I know that you've been on the show a couple times, and you're familiar. You've met me out in Kentucky and stuff. But Bruce, you have a video that Diana might sent you from New Hampshire, and I wanted to show this just to kind of let you see what's up with those of us on the show. This is me driving that little red Chevy Nova in New Hampshire. This is the final round of Gas Eliminator at the NHRA reunion. I made it all the way to the finals. And
All the way on the East Coast at a track that he's only raced at once before in his whole life, and he's racing against the track champion here.
Oh,
this
really?
is Jared Kinson, who
Yes.
is a great racer. We had a chance to meet his dad in the staging lanes, and
Great guy. Great guy.
Talked to him for a little while. Very nice, very very friendly family. But Charlene, when you're at the off-roads event and you're out there running off-road, and I know you're going to tell us about a Baja event and checking testing tires. This is my office right here. This is what I do. And
It looked like you got a good light there, huh, guys?
Yeah.
it was a great race. It was side by side. We both went down the track, looking at each other, waiting to see,
only got
who's
that first part on
who's
there,
gonna
Bruce?
who's gonna get the stripe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. That's
And
awesome.
what were the ETs?
Mine was we were looking for 950. I went 944 to his 949. So
So it was a double breakout. Unfortunately, Lucky broke out by more. It was good that Bruce took off that end of the videotape.
Oh, I didn't
I
wanna.
was actually videotaping it, and if Lucky doesn't win, I always have a few choice words which I don't want broadcast.
Okay.
but now, Charlene, that's my world. Why don't you tell us about your world at the Sand Sports Super Show that was just this last weekend?
Yeah, we just got back from the Sand Sports Show about 1 o'clock yesterday morning. Of course, we all know how that goes, right? Rolling in late. It was a great show, all kinds of UTVs. The Sand Show is in its 16th year this year, and interestingly, it's gone from all sand cars and buggies and rails to now it's kind of has turned into a UTV show with a whole bunch of different and very expensive UTVs.
But that's a big market now, and actually the world of UTVs is expanded into four-seaters, and it's really kind of grown beyond everyone's expectations.
And they're kind of pricey too, aren't they?
They are. I actually was pricing some out that were already up into the $30,000-$40,000 range. I'm like, are you serious? Is that really happening right now for the UTVs?
All right, I'm a little uneducated. UTV, what is that?
So UTV, or a side-by-side, this is now the caged version of what used to be an ATV.
Oh,
So
okay.
the ATV is the four-wheeler. It went motorcycle, two-wheeler, ATV, four-wheeler, and now a UTV or a side-by-side. They kind of wash on what people call them.
Okay.
Is what we're looking at now is the
Those
2 to 4
Yeah.
seaters with a cage.
Okay, so the UTV stands for utility something?
Vehicle.
Yeah, utility vehicle.
Okay.
Exactly.
But they're great
Side
because
by side was sitting next to each other.
Okay.
they work great. They handle great. The suspension's good. The power's incredible now. There's a bunch of companies that are building these up, and
And we've come an awful long way from the old-fashioned Odysseys, haven't we?
Oh, you remember the wasn't that fun?
yeah, they kind of look like this right here.
Yeah, that's a side-by-side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, those things are big now. I can remember when that started coming out from John Deere and Toro and such, and they were like farm utility vehicles and things like that.
Yeah, there's still a wide selection. The sand show is kind of the Southern California niche, right? So you have all the sand guys that have a lot of money into them, but still, I would say majority of the marketplace for the UTVs is on the farm and used for utility hunting and fishing and game and all that type.
They're really
So-
big in hunting.
Yeah. So this has
Yeah.
replaced the Volkswagen-style dune buggy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff out here.
Wow.
The building that I was in had a old school buggy display. I've seen a few of the pictures roll through here about the old stuff, and it was really neat to see all those in there, along with the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame.
I'm kind of glad my
So-
son didn't go to that because he's got a Jeep like that. I'm sure he emptied his wallet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he turned that Wrangler into
Oh,
something
man.
crazy.
He's already done half that already.
Yeah.
Well, that's in a couple of weeks. That's the Off-Road Expo that's coming up on October 4th and 5th.
Where's
I'm
that
sure
going
we'll
to
see them there.
be? Where's that going to be?
That's at Pomona, at the Pomona Fairgrounds. We'll have the Off-Road Expo all day Saturday and Sunday, October 4th and 5th. And where the sand show really has a bit of a different niche with the paddle tires and the UTVs, the Off-Road Expo has a different niche where now it's all the Ultra 4 cars and the Jeeps and really the 4x4 type vehicles. So you can go to both shows and see two completely different aspects of the off-road industry, even though as close as they are.
Now, Curry will be at the off-road show. They're going to be showing a lot of the different cars and vehicles and a lot of the products they made. You just have got some information about the new Curry Ultra 4 car, don't you?
Yeah, I have a little insight on that. Curry and Savvy, they've always kind of teamed up in their Ultra 4 racing scene. They just were in Arizona yesterday picking up a brand new car, the 4400 car that Campbell Enterprises here in Gilbert, Arizona built for them. It's a roller, and there it is. It's so beautiful. They loaded it up on the trailer, and they're taking it home to do all the finish work out of their shop at the Savvy shop. But John Curry, so Savvy was telling me that what they're planning on doing is running two cars in Ultra 4 coming up. John Curry's going to end up running one, and I can't exactly tell you who the second person is yet until they tell me that it's for sure. But it's a pretty awesome family environment that the Currys have going on. So we'll see a car staged in the 4400 class of Ultra 4 and also the 4500 class of Ultra 4 next year for the Curry and Savvy team.
Well, the Curry team, and of course I've been affiliated with them for years, when they show up at a race, they show up to win. And this is John Curry's world. He is an innovator, a fabricator, a driver. There's really few people on the planet as good as him. And then when he teamed up with Shannon Campbell, I mean, come on, forget about it. Really, there's people out there that feel it's almost an unfair advantage because he's so good. But you know what? He's just that talented.
Wow.
Yeah, he's an awesome driver. The whole Curry family is awesome. And then these Campbell Enterprise cars, the way that they're sitting and the chassis that they're building now is actually a production style chassis where somebody can come in and purchase one. So they can either have just the chassis built, or they can build it up to this, phase, whichever phase that a person would like to order it to.
That looks
so
like a
Campbell
really,
Enterprise is doing more and more of that type of work as well.
that looks like a really rugged machine.
Well, it's purpose-built.
And this is at full bump, too. This is all the way down. There's nothing, there's no lift on it at all.
Now, Charlene, tell us a little bit about what's going on in Mexico with the Baja hurricane relief.
So the Baja hurricane relief, the Cabo, as you guys have seen all these horrible pictures, has been extremely challenging to our team of racers. And so what they did is they do what racers do, especially the score racers, and put together a group of people to take a whole bunch of stuff down to Baja. So Gus Villadosea, Cameron Steele, Ryan Thomas, a couple of guys that you've definitely heard their names if you're in the off-road group, has been working with Tim Sanchez and Roger Norman from SCORE in getting a collection site of all kinds of goods. Yesterday they actually left. They had it looks like about 6 to 8 trucks filled with product, water, canned goods, housing type stuff. And they went ahead and they're starting to go down the peninsula to get to it. I'm not sure exactly how far they're getting because, the internet and everything is real sketchy from down there.
Yeah, not that good at communication.
Now with all this, it even makes it worse. So, but
well,
yeah, it's really a really awesome deal.
It's great that the off-road communities come together to help, and I know that the one driver that people always talk about, Robert Acer. Am I pronouncing that right, Acer?
Yeah, Acer. Mm-hmm.
He has been financing generators and all kinds of supplies, and it's just amazing how these people have come together to help. So that's really cool to see that in the community.
Yeah, he's another one that's definitely gone down and gone beyond the call of duty, and appreciating the people, for letting us race down there.
And, that's not the only place that the off-road community has got natural disasters hurting them. The Rubicon Trail has been impacted recently by fires.
It's not been an awesome scene lately. We also have the fires going on in Northern California, and some people are just thinking that there's fires in Northern California, but for us in the off-road community, we also have some extremely historic trails that are lined in that fire. One of them being the Rubicon Trail, and Ice House is up in there. It's an old building, just lined with all kinds of dollar bills. There's all kinds of different places in that piece of the mountains that are just threatened by this fire. As of today, what I understand is nothing has been actually taken out, including the Rubicon Trail. But then I saw reports this morning of the trail or of the fire jumping a line. So you just don't know until it's all done, like always. But we're just keeping our fingers crossed that everybody's homes and everybody stays safe in that area, but also that the off-road community doesn't, quote-unquote, lose a trail that was pretty historic as well. It'll still be there. It'll just look different, right?
Yeah, it'll still be there, but, you got all that natural beauty, and you hate to see it. And plus, when you get rain after a fire, a lot of times you get erosion, and, that's pretty bad. But, hey, let's switch subjects. We were talking about you and off-road and going down the track or going down the trail. Weren't you in Mexico recently testing some new tires?
Oh, yeah. We were in Baja. Thankfully, the week before all this hurricane scenario went through.
You got out just in time, huh?
Literally just in time. We caught some of the first one that flooded Phoenix. That gave us a little bit of action in our washes, but we were fine down there. What I was down there for, though, was BFG was launching their brand new KO2 all-terrain tire. This is their 4th generation all-terrain tire. And let me tell you guys, this is one awesome tire. This is a tire that you want to put on your truck to tow with. This is a tire if you live down a gravel road and you're driving gravel roads every single day that you definitely want on your truck, or SUV or any other type of light vehicle. this is a tire that absolutely crosses into our daily routine, but then you can go and you can off-road it like we did down in Baja and put 9,000, we did the math, we put over 9,000 miles on these tires and we only had one failure.
Wow, that's great. In off-road, 9,000 off-road miles?
Yes. So
Wow.
my math between that is we had 3 waves of media and friends of the brand down. And each wave had 350-mile loop trip on the wide-open Baja cars. So with 90 people, over almost 100 people in these Baja cars, and the 3 loops and the 3 times with 4 tires, that's about 9,000 miles, and we had one that had an issue. And we're not talking about awesome drivers here.
You're talking about people that are hard on tires?
Yeah, we're talking about, Rod Hall explained it best about Rod Hall was down there. There's a lot of good drivers, but there's also a lot of not. He's like, yeah, my driver has really been testing these tires. He has hit almost every single rock that he possibly can.
And tires are the first point of impact. So, the suspension's designed to absorb it. There's a lot of parts that are made to hit stuff, but man, when you plow into stuff, the tires are the first thing to get the beating.
Yeah, so they definitely have these tougher sidewalls that they're super proud of, and are showing all the testing behind it, and we definitely tested it on the trail. The longer tread life, that's what I'm talking about with you having, if you live down a gravel road, like it's the perfect tire for that type of an environment. And then the traction is just insane. Like, we got caught in mud, and the biggest mud, aka flash flood, I should say, the biggest kind of surprise even to the technical guys that were there from BFG was how well this tire cleaned after being in the mud and still gripped and was still able to do exactly what it needed to do.
So the tread's not clogging up.
Yeah. I really look forward to you guys seeing it and being able to play around with it. They come available to the general public on November 1st. They're doing their first wave of sizing, and then the second wave of sizing will be available in March. But I know that even at all your guys' races, the BFG truck does come around, and I think that they have all the different styles of tires on it. And I'd really love for you guys to check it out and see how the KO2 is built, because it has so much technology in it that isn't there before.
Well, we would love to see somebody put a GoPro, and so we can watch the suspension work and see that tire take the abuse and keep on going. So we're going to have to see if we can set that up. Charlene, thank you so much for calling in. Of course, your company, how can people get a hold of Bauer Motorsports Media?
You can go to BauerMedia.com or BauerMediaStore.com, and we can help you out with anything. One last thing, we just lost a friend because he didn't have his helmet and his 5-point harness on. So we need everybody to make sure that when you get into a vehicle, you put your 5-point on and your helmet. And we have a quick little website. It's called livewithit.org that is taking pledges. It's no money. It's not a money thing. It's just hey, go there, say hello, say I believe in, I will put my 5-point and my helmet on. And we have a group of friends that started that up today, and I really want to make sure to support that. So livewithit.org.
Who was the friend you lost?
He's a gentleman here in Arizona. They were just cruising down a flat trail, going from one point to another, and lost control of the vehicle. They kind of slid into a tree. He had his lap belt on, but if he would have had his 5-point on, they would have been just fine.
Well, sorry to hear that. And yes,
we know how that goes, right? But we need to react to the future and make sure that we always put our 5 points on.
There you go. Well, Charlene, thanks so much for calling in, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you, you too.
Well, we've got a few more minutes. Bruce, you've got a video in there called Paul Won.
You are correct, sir.
And I'd like to bring that up. Of course, this is Paul Williams Specialties, who's doing a motor build. And I'd like to just show, this is just going to, we mentioned we're starting at the very beginning. These are SCE gaskets.
Ooh, those look nice, Lucky.
We're going to install, that Paul will install in your motor. And you know what's nice about these gaskets, besides the metal, a material that makes them extra strong, they actually have a flange around the cylinder with a wire bead inside, so that as the compression pushes out, the wire bead will actually make the edge of the gasket flare up and create a better seal. So the more compression, the more they seal. It's basically like having an O-ring block without the machining and the extra work and expense.
Cool. And I'm going to have a lot of compression in this motor, aren't I, Lucky?
Well, you are. And these are dart heads. We're switching you over to dart heads. That's what you're using now, and they seem to be working good. And, of course, Paul Williams Specialties, located in Bakersfield, California, is doing all the assembly. He's taking these brand-new cylinder heads, disassembling them. He's going to blueprint them. He's going to set up, the spring height.
Brand new, and he's going to take them apart?
He says he doesn't trust anything. He's going to make sure that they're perfect. He goes, you never know when there's going to be one bad part in there.
Straight out of the box, and there could be something wrong with it.
It's possible. You know how that happens. You always say, well, how could it break? It's brand new.
Yeah.
Well, just the fact that you have to say that means something. So next week, we're going to show more of the Paul Williams Specialties engine build. We're going to talk to the Pro Tree Racing Association out of Canada, the Nostalgia Drag Racing League. We're going to talk to them from back east. They're going to wrap up their season. We've got some cars running Speed Scene Live photos. Who knows? Maybe your car will be on Speed Scene Live next week. Huh?
We want to say special thanks to Kenny Youngblood for calling in, as well as Ross Cronut. And Charlene, you did a great job. We loved hearing about those off-road vehicles.
And visit fuelcoop.com now. Check it out. It's a great website. I go on every day, check out all their content. Sign up. It's free. And you might get a piece of artwork. And when Kenny dies, I hate to be the guy to say
Stop
it, okay?
Stop it. Like,
that thing's going to go through the roof in value, right?
And if you're anywhere within like 1,000 miles away from Southern California, you need to be at the Orange County Fairgrounds this weekend. Bob's going to be there with AAA. Yep. Lucky and I are going to be there with the Curry Racing Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, and the Aeromotive booth. Boy, I've just had a twisted tongue tonight, haven't I, Lucky? What did you do to me?
Whatever you do, please don't say, F it, I quit, okay? Please don't.
I promise I won't. Bruce, thank you so much. It's been a great show. Take it away.
Oh, man. We are going to see the tail end of that race next week on this show. I hope so. We got to recover that
Jared Kinson race, the gas eliminator.
Man.
That's
I gotta see it.
Now, just for the record, so there's no confusion, I lost the race. Jared won. He did a better job. He was a better driver. So we didn't intentionally cut it out to make it look like I won. No.
I just videotaped it on my phone, and the video was too long, and I tried cutting it up to email it, and it didn't work.
Congratulations to Jared. He's the better racer. He did a great job, and I was proud and happy to be able to be the runner-up in that race.
You did great, Lucky. Good job.
Nice. Hey, well, if you want to see any of tonight's show that you're watching right now, again, the encore comes up for anybody who might have missed anything there. Thanks so much for joining us for Speed Scene Live tonight, and we'll be back right here after we see you at Cruising for a Cure this weekend. We'll be back next week at SpeedSceneLive.com.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFoat.com.